Part 33. I'm just being paid to be on a dating show, why do you choose me? Author, Chingjomi Se. Chapter 323. Outside the door, Pan Hongji took a long time to realize that he was just pushed out. She always felt that Su Yuan and Chen Shen were doing something shameful behind her back. Inside the house, Su Yuan simply tidied up the house and carried all the big and small bags into the bedroom. Then she sat on the sofa and waited for Chen Shen. Did she want to change her clothes? Later I thought it was better to forget it. Su Yuan felt that the relationship between him and Chen Shen somehow felt like an old married couple. Not talking about career, just talking about emotions, it seemed that Chen Shen had experienced the best and the worst. So much so that I was very excited when I suddenly said we were going to meet each other. After I calmed down, I felt like I could just meet up again. What could I do? From Su Yuan's point of view, she felt that the most important thing for Chen Shen to do when she was here was to relax. Huanyu's stock had risen to 5 billion, and many people on the internet began to look down on it. They felt that Chen Shen might not be able to support this level of joy. Su Yuan has seen all this. Yuan Media has been around for many years. Now, including Xiaoqing II, it has 4 top players, and its market value has only stabilized at just over 4 billion. Why can Huanyu be stable at 5 billion? Does Chen Shen have a lot of traffic? It is very big, but there is always only one person, and he has also moved into management and faces the market. Many people are not optimistic about Huayu's future with a size of 5 billion. Chen Shen suddenly contacted him, and Su Yuan felt that he should be tired. She is very sober now. Now Chen Shen is working for everyone, including Mian Mian, because Mian Mian is also a shareholder of Huanyu. Even if Mian Mian herself doesn't care, Chen Shen can't not consider Mian Mian's family. About 20 minutes later, there was a knock on the door outside. Su Yuan stood up, ran to the door, and opened the door. She felt that she should be calm, but when she saw this person, she couldn't stop smiling on her face. "Aren't you at work?" Su Yuan asked in surprise. "Why do you ask?" Because Chen Shen was not wearing work clothes, but very refreshing loose jeans and a sweatshirt, like the big brother next door. Chen Shen entered the room and whispered, "I changed in the car." "Ha. I feel it's a bit awkward to come to your place wearing work clothes." Su Yuan reacted as if he was hit by something in an instant. "I was thinking about being more casual when facing Chen Shen, but he was particularly troubled." This kind of intention really struck a chord with Su Yuan. After thinking about it, she realized that if Chen Shen came over wearing formal work clothes, she would be a little worried. However, he said, "It's not awkward, you look good in work clothes." Chen Shen gave a rare embarrassed smile. This smile made Su Yuan amused. Suddenly, Su Yuan felt that he was overthinking it. In fact, he didn't need to do so much mental construction when facing him. Chen Shen was still the same Chen Shen, and he didn't become anything else just because he had Huanyu. "Have you gone to eat Qin Fang Yu?" Chen Shen asked. "Yes, almost once a week. If there is a shooting, please bear with it for a few days to avoid getting angry and causing acne." "Look at me, is there a little red spot?" Su Yuan raised her neck and showed Chen Shen the side of her cheek. "Isn't this a little bit considered?" "Forget it, work is different now. I didn't expect that I, Su Yuan, really rely on my reputation to make a living, ha ha ha." Entering the room, Chen Shen looked left and right. "I live alone now, and I occasionally stay overnight when Hongji has work." Su Yuan stuck out his tongue after speaking. In the living room, Chen Shen leaned on the sofa, feeling somewhat satisfied. His biggest guilt with Su Yuan was not his rejection at the end of the romance drama, but the fact that they were supposed to have a normal dinner after the date, but the two of them ate a bunch of snacks and there was no follow-up. But Chen Shen incorporated these snacks into Qin Fang Yu, and Su Yuan went to eat Qin Fang Yu, which seemed to make up for that little bit of guilt. From a certain level, the source of Qin Fangyu's birth seems to be Su Yuan, which many people on the internet also think so. Chen Shen leaned on the sofa, and Su Yuan sat sideways and looked at Chen Shen. The two of them occasionally looked at each other, but Chen Shen looked away first and both smiled. It seems like I'm back to a very simple time again. Are you stressed? Chen Shen smiled and said, if you don't bother me coming to find you, then I will be under great pressure. Su Yuan snorted, you are rebelling against Tiangang, right? Chen Shen came closer and simply squeezed Su Yuan's hand. Happiness is not that important. Really, will unimportant things cause great pressure? This is the essence. Su Yuan looked at Chen Shen and slowly leaned on his shoulder. After looking away, the expression on his face was a little complicated. She seemed to understand what Chen Shen meant. Joy itself was not important, what was important was the people who were related to joy. So, when you are facing your current job, you need to find the core thing that supports your life. I am not asking you to update every day to make you more responsible and dedicated to this job. I want you to shape yourself in the process, such as the same material. What pops up in your mind should not be that I want to shoot it, but that if I shoot it like this, it must have characteristics that are unique to me, Su Yuan, or in other words, you can shoot it, I won't shoot it like this, I will follow when I shoot it myself. The most interesting thing is this process. Su Yuan was stunned for a moment, then looked up at Chen Shen. Huh? Is this what you meant when you said Huanyu? Chen Shen nodded, yes, Huanyu is very important to Zhao Jingquan, so important that he feels that everything must be in his own hands. For example, Yang Qingqing was almost forced to leave. Why did he finally cut off his tail to survive? The core fear is that Huanyu has nothing to do with him. Even if I take the position directly, he can accept it? Is this way of life interesting? For me, Huanyu is a platform for this group of people to realize their value, including Mian, Sister Mo, and me. That's why I said there is no pressure, because I am enjoying this process, whether it is good or bad, it is just a stage. You can spend time and energy on it, but you can't spend your emotions on it. Su Yuan tilted her head and thought for a long time, and her mind gradually became clear. Chen Shen's words seemed to give her another locator. Chen Shen arranged for her to take this path. After the career boom, she was a little anxious during this period. As the business opportunities kept increasing, she was afraid that she would not have these opportunities if the popularity was gone. She was also anxious about the materials. Every time she went out, she had to shoot a lot of things, and then she could only choose 2 or 3. What if I am out of fashion and can't make money? How can my mood not be affected? Su Yuan asked. Chen Shen smiled and said, be more confident. You will definitely be out of fashion, including me. That's why I said that you should find the most important support point for you. As long as this support point is not in your career, what does it matter if you are out of fashion? I think I understand. Su Yuan nodded slowly, and then squeezed towards Chen Shen. So, if I ignore you, will you feel bad? Of course, and it must be worse than the fact that Huanyu was ruined by me, but my mentality may be more stable. Some people can't accept regrets, but people like me may also accept regrets. Su Yuan snorted, no, you can't accept regrets either. I'm just being paid to be on a dating show, why do you choose me? Author, Qingzhou Se. Chapter 324. The time should be around 3 or 4 in the afternoon. The temperature in Yuzhou in spring is the most comfortable. Chen Shen put his arm around Su Yuan, with a smile on his face. What he and Su Yuan said were all from their hearts. They knew a lot of things, but they still asked how to celebrate the birthday. Chen Shen would not think that they were making things difficult for him, or deliberately arguing about something. From Chen Shen's point of view, he would only think that this matter was very important to them. Huanyu is developing rapidly and is indeed very busy, but Chen Shen still has time to think about them every day. As he said, career is really not that important to him. The sense of accomplishment brought to him by Huanyu is not as great as the sense of accomplishment brought by the whole network praising Xia King Ai for singing well. Now Chen Shen goes online and sees the people in the capital circle on Weibo, saying that they have spent so much effort, but in the end, Su Mo got it cheap? Huanyu's real owner is not Su Mo? What's wrong with your entertainment circle being awesome? Doesn't the big head still have to be in the hands of their capital circle? This kind of quarrel has the meaning of passively mythifying Su Mo. It seems that Su Mo has fallen into Chen Shen's hands, otherwise why would she buy Huanyu? But, did Su Mo really fall? Qin Fangyu's performance is amazing, almost becoming the most promising company in the entire catering industry. Huanyu has exceeded 5 billion, and Su Mo is still maintaining her undefeated record. This also makes Chen Shen feel very accomplished. Are you afraid? Su Yuan suddenly said. Afraid? Do you mean regretful? A little afraid. But the next second, Su Yuan's hand got into Chen Shen's clothes. Not this, I'm asking you if you are afraid of her? Su Mo. A slightly cold hand climbed up from the waist, and Chen Shen felt goosebumps. No, I'm not here to take advantage of you. I just feel uncomfortable staying in that office for too long. You don't come to me. If I don't come to you, won't it become a regret? Su Yuan shook her head. No, I'm afraid, but I'm not afraid now. Su Yuan bit her lip and began to move her hands down again. She felt her body slowly becoming strange, and she didn't know where it started to get hot. She murmured unconsciously, I miss you so much, but I don't dare to look for you. I thought you wouldn't come to me either. I bought you a birthday present, and I thought I would give it to you when you come to me. I didn't listen to that Bubble song, but I listened to The Wind. This song is very popular on Douyin, many people use it as BGM, but I dare not. I am afraid to affect you. When you and Huanyu quarreled, I wanted to speak, but I dare not. You said you can accept regret, but I can't accept regret. I am silent not because I don't want to, I am waiting for them to get tired of it. I will definitely not get tired of it, then I will make up for what I lost, but I don't want to wait now. I don't think they will get tired of it either. You must have me in your heart, you are really helping me grow, whether in action or in psychology. I want to seduce you, Chen Shen. At some point, Chen Shen's breathing became rapid. The soft hands kneaded very unfamiliarly, and Chen Shen's hands unconsciously grasped Su Yuan's shoulders. Su Yuan seemed to feel something. She approached Chen Shen's face, stretched out her pink tongue, and gently licked Chen Shen's face. Chen Shen's body immediately became a little stiff. Su Yuan seemed to be encouraged, her eyes sparkling, and slowly, she also put her legs on Chen Shen. Time went back to 2 hours ago. Pan Hongji went downstairs and went to a coffee shop next to the community. Unfortunately, the phone was not much power, so she found a power bank. After drinking a cup of coffee, Pan Hongji was a little restless. She sent a WeChat message to Su Yuan. No, what time are you going to chat? There is another person, don't forget, it's not like I haven't seen him before. Hey. A guy who values love over friendship. I'm drinking my second cup of coffee. If I can't sleep at night, you can't sleep either. No, it's past 4 o'clock, should I bring you some food? Aren't you hungry? Many messages, all fell into the sea. Pan Hongji sighed and started playing with her phone again. The second cup of coffee was finished, and the phone vibrated. Su Yuan, Bao, where are you? Pan Hongji snorted and typed back, your Bao is injured. I'm in the coffee shop next to the north gate. I've already had 2 cups of coffee. I'm leaving. Su Yuan, there's something urgent. Can you bring me a small umbrella? Please. Pan Hongji was stunned and came to her senses after a long time. Then she got up and went out. Pan Hongji had never encountered such an outrageous thing, but she couldn't not do it. I can't let those two guys buy it themselves, right? Then it will be a headline tomorrow. When did it happen? How did it suddenly come to this? Perhaps the sound of her going home alarmed the people in the bedroom. Su Yuan, with her hair loose, jumped out of the bedroom wrapped in a blanket. After snatching the small box from Pan Hongji's hand, she kissed Pan Hongji on the face. He, thank you, Hongji baby. Then she ran back to the bedroom and slammed the door. This was the first time Pan Hongji encountered such a thing. Should she leave? Or should she stay? But it had already happened. If she avoided it this time, what about the next time? She felt that Su Yuan must be hiding something from her. She hadn't mentioned Chen Shen much during this period, but when he came, she got so angry. Why did he hide it? Pan Hongji sighed, but she didn't turn around and leave. Instead, she turned around and went to the kitchen. I don't know how long it took, but Pan Hongji had already started cooking. There was a sound outside. Chen Shen was holding something and knocking on the kitchen door. Pan Hongji immediately lowered her head, not because Chen Shen was not wearing clothes, but because she instinctively wanted to avoid suspicion. Chen Shen pushed open the kitchen door, and he was a little embarrassed. Then Pan Hongji pointed to the living balcony on the other side and said, "The washing machine is over there." Chen Shen hurried to the living balcony. When Chen Shen appeared in the kitchen again, he recovered and said seriously, "Let me do it." Pan Hongji glanced at Chen Shen. "Can you do it?" "I can." Pan Hongji really made way. There were braised chicken wings in the pot, and the sauce was being collected. Chen Shen took the spatula and turned the heat to the highest. Neither of them spoke at first, but they seemed to be brewing something to say. From Pan Hongji's perspective, she stayed not to embarrass the situation, but to tell Su Yuan that since it was already like this, why was she still hiding it? No matter what choice you make, it's your own. Your family can't say anything, but you won't stop standing with your good friend. Besides, these things are always inconvenient. Her current job is to serve Su Yuan. Pan Hongji is a typical Yuzhou girl who knows the priorities. Chen Shen felt that Su Yuan couldn't be left alone to face this occasion. Even if it was awkward, he had to stay. He couldn't just pull up his pants and run away, right? How would people think of Su Yuan? "Aren't you busy?" "I was impulsive." The two sentences were said almost at the same time. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. I'm just being paid to be on a dating show, why do you choose me? Author, Qingzhou Se. Chapter 325. The aroma of the oil bursting out under high temperature came out, and Chen Shen began to serve the chicken wings. You asked me if I was busy, but it sounded like I was chasing people away, Chen Shen made a joke. Pan Hongji was very careful and a little nervous, and just smiled twice in obedience. Chen Shen answered again, "It's okay, not so busy, can I come to visit in the future?" Pan Hongji took the dish from Chen Shen's hand and whispered, "Just come." Chen Shen smiled and started to stir-fry the second dish. Pan Hongji just stood by and watched. Perhaps Chen Shen's posture was very comfortable. She was slowly letting down her guard. This guard was psychological, or from the perspective of Su Yuan's friend, she was slowly accepting Chen Shen as a person. When the two brought the food to the table, Su Yuan fell asleep and didn't wake up. Chen Shen didn't wake her up. He hurriedly ate half a bowl of rice and left. Hearing the door closing, Pan Hongji breathed a sigh of relief. For her, being alone with Chen Shen was very stressful. She has never been particularly close to Chen Shen, and she only knows him online. As a native of Yuzhou, the words Chen Hotpot and Huanyu have appeared in her life. She has seen them, and people around her occasionally talk about them. Chen Shen has given these two representative companies in Yuzhou a new life. Pan Hongji is under pressure. She doesn't know how to get along with such a person. He is too far away from her original life. It's not right to talk or not to talk. Pan Hongji thinks Chen Shen must have noticed this, so he left in such a hurry. The bedroom door was pushed open, and Su Yuan's head appeared, leaving. Pan Hongji stared. "You didn't fall asleep?" Su Yuan smiled and walked over with a slightly weird posture. Pan Hongji rolled her eyes, then got up to serve Su Yuan rice. When Pan Hongji sat down again, Su Yuan hugged her immediately. "Hongji, you are so nice." "What am I nice about? Is it better than your Chen Shen?" "It's different. I feel so happy today." "You have something to do with it. Let's eat." Reasonably and emotionally, I won't say anything. Although we talked a lot when we discussed finding a boyfriend before, it was all theory. Chen Shen is really excellent. According to our original trajectory, we can't get along with such a person. This is a rational perspective. Emotionally, I feel that he is easy to get along with. There is no need to say anything to you. The whole trend of the love show is that he takes care of you and respects me very much. I think you don't need to be so cautious, just listen to him. Su Yuan hummed twice, so I said you are so nice. You are nice but you hide it from me. Su Yuan started eating. After eating a few bites, he said, "It's not that I hide it. There are many uncertainties in itself. I don't want to drag you into it. Later, I found that we can't avoid it." "Are you comfortable?" "What?" "It's okay, eat." "Ha ha ha, you are not right." Pan Hongji coughed twice and began to eat with her head down. Su Yuan suddenly came over and whispered in Pan Hongji's ear, "Do you know what I did before I kissed you?" Pan Hongji glared. "I." The birthday problem that Chen Shen was worried about did not come. Xiaoqing I lived too close to the company, and Chen Shen ran over to take a nap from time to time. Xiaoqing I didn't ask to spend the birthday with Chen Shen at all. As for Mian, after Chen Shen and Xiaoqing I played games with her several times, her life became happy. On the contrary, Chen Shen was a little surprised by the company. On the 17th, no one knew who started it. After knocking on the door a few times, there was no movement. Chen Shen ran out and found a gift box at the door, and then more and more. Chen Shen leaned on the office chair, looking at the gifts piled up on the desk, and his heart was more or less warm. After he and Su Mo moved into Huanyu, they did bring qualitative changes to the company. The increase in the entire volume was also implemented on the staff, and the benefits and bonuses were all increasing. Of course, some agents were not so easy. Because Huanyu's system was also changing, the position of agents in Huanyu was completely changed to staff serving artists. This was Chen Shen's requirement. After all, artists are the first productivity of entertainment companies. So much so that Chen Shen also received birthday gifts from several artists, some of which were worth tens of thousands of yuan. The phone vibrated, and Tan's Hiking sent a message, "Did you receive the gift?" Chen Shen shook his head, naturally feeling a little happy, but also a little helpless. These people obviously knew his personality well. It didn't matter whether they were soft or hard. They would just build relationships whenever they got the chance. "I received it this morning. It's a custom-made guitar." "What's the matter? Are you urging me to work?" "Haha, I'm overthinking it. I really have something to find you. It has to be Su Mo." With a clap of hands, "Dear love was given to us, but Kiwi also pulled a drama, which is only higher than ours. Guess what it's about?" This really didn't bother Chen Shen. He had done his homework on the work related to Huanyu. There were only 2 or 3 dramas scheduled with Dear Love, and one of them was indeed more threatening, which was the one Transmigration mentioned. Entrepreneurial years. Your CEO Ma has taken over WeChat, and this drama went to Kiwi. Transmigration replied with a string of ellipses. This drama is considered a workplace idol drama, and the key is that it is very gimmicky. The prototype of the male protagonist is based on the founder of WeChat, so Chen Shen made this joke. Transmigration, it's not that complicated. We half gave them the lead. For the main creative team, no one is willing to give in. For us, having someone join in the fun means more topics. Mango TV versus Blue TV and Tomato TV, Kiwi versus Penguin Video. To be honest, we may not be able to compete. The director of entrepreneurship years has long been a national first-class director, and the artists assembled this time are also popular artists. Their male and female protagonists can withstand the heat. Apart from the traffic, we only have Yang Ching Ching. Chen Shen replied, then why did you choose Dear Love? Transmigration, this is my sincerity, even if I don't think it's good, I still choose your work. Chen Shen, don't poo me, I just talked about the variety show of Farming Bar at the table, and then they made it. Transmigration, I'm not that stingy, I just want to tell you so that you can be mentally prepared even if you are low-key. Dear Love is also your first project after taking over Huanyu. A lot of people are watching, so my suggestion is to focus on marketing. Chen Shen had just finished chatting with Transmigration when Manan sent a message. Brother, did you receive the gift? It's just a little thought, I'm busy, otherwise I would definitely ask you to drink. By the way, I have something to say hello to you. Director Huo Wenhua's entrepreneurship years has also been tentatively scheduled, a few days earlier than yours. Chen Shen replied, thank you, brother Ma. Manan, hey, it's a small matter, I'm only responsible for the variety show, and I can only be specific to a certain project, so I can't help much. I'm just being paid to be on a dating show, why do you choose me? Author, Qingzhou Se. Chapter 326. The hidden meaning of Manan's words was that someone wanted to use Chen Shen for marketing, and Transmigration also hinted at it. They are just a platform. From a comprehensive perspective, they want to be as lively as possible. Chen Shen understood and didn't care so much. This kind of thing is too common in this circle. TV dramas are a little better, especially movies. With an investment of 100 million, someone can spend 50 million on marketing. There is a lot of knowledge and a professional team. In the evening, Su Mijin bought a cake, which was not big and customized. Chen Shen specially made a video call to Chen Qinyu, and Chen Qinyu was still in the office when the call was connected. No, are you really celebrating his birthday? This was Chen Qinyu's first sentence. Chen Shen chuckled and then cut the cake in front of the video. Su Mo rolled her eyes, so childish. I want it too. I want it in September, Chen Qinyu shouted in the video. Su Mo smiled and said, buy, I will buy it for you when the time comes. Chen Shen complained, it's not like I don't have money to buy it myself. After playing around for a while, they hung up the video and the two sat on the carpet watching TV and eating cake while watching. The drama they watched was a popular idol drama recently, but it was criticized. Coincidentally, this drama was also a workplace idol drama, called The Negotiator, and the key heroine was also named Yang. Su Mo burst into laughter as she watched. They saw a clip where the heroine faced a client and said all sorts of things about the client's hard work. She traveled to more than 30 cities to work as a promoter in her career. You must be so tired. Not for money, right? Chen Shen smiled and said, there is a certain reason for fire. Su Mo started to clasp her fingers. Yang Li, Yang Ying and Yang Qingqing really brought these three people together. Yang Li is the heroine of The Negotiator. She is the oldest among the three, over 30, but she is also the most popular. At least in the TV series, She is the top-rated female artist. But this one is a bit flimsy and has a bad reputation. The male protagonist is from a boy band. He is very thin and has burgundy hair. He looks like a gangster. He has no sense of cliché with the female protagonist played by Yang Li. The ratings are good, at least on the surface. The peak period has passed. Yang Li's company is facing the same situation as Huanyu before. It knows that the project is not good but has to perform, so it can only find visible data from top marketing. Chen Shen complained. What about Yang Ying? Chen Shen looked at Su Mo. He knew what Su Mo was asking and said with a smile, "Don't worry about this. Let Lao Zhao handle it. He has a lot of energy now. I don't believe that the gifts I received are not due to him." Su Mo burst out laughing. She was indeed not asking about Yang Ying, but about the scheduling conflict between startup years and Dear Love. For Su Mo, she didn't want Chen Shen to lose, so she was naturally paying attention. Yang Ying was born in mode. She was in variety shows at her peak. When she was popular, everyone discussed her. She has been transforming into an actor. However, she has never been successful. Every time she makes a move, she will make those self-media bloggers happy. This time I got into a hard project, and I was obviously waiting for a turnaround. This also brings together the three Yangs whom Su Mo just counted on her fingers. The key point is that these three actresses surnamed Yang are not low-ranking. Yang Li has several popular TV series and is the first earner in the same age group. Although Yang Ying stretches her hips in acting, she is definitely a top-notch female artist. Joyful Yang Qingqing is not bad either. She was born as a child star and reached the peak of her career. She came out of a super-hit sitcom and has been on the Spring Festival Gala. In terms of national fame, she is better than Yang Ying. Yang Li's drama is a bit like a sudden illness and she went to the hospital. She raised her arms and gritted her teeth. Yang Ying seems to have jumped on the big bandwagon and wants to make a comeback. However, Yang Qingqing has not yet established a firm foothold in idol dramas, so it can be concluded. A play. If Chen Shen were the manager of those platforms, he would also be trying to make a topic. Are you sure? The only way I can do it is off the court. I can't do anything on the court, Su Mo said with a smile. Chen Shen nodded, don't worry, it's not necessary. At the beginning of May, the drama business years began to appear on Weibo's hot searches, and stills of the male and female protagonists were released. As a well-known modeling face in the industry, Yang Ying is indeed a bit eye-catching when paired with professional attire. However, the drama negotiation expert is reaching the climax of the plot, and the so-called encounter between Yang has gradually become a topic of discussion. For both sides of the two dramas, this kind of confrontation is a good thing. The negotiators need more popularity to stimulate the ratings, and the entrepreneurial years also need to be warmed up. Driven by caring people, the discussion on Weibo is getting more and more popular. Hi. No, you insist on playing like this, then I think the negotiator is a bit good looking. Although Yang Li's urban drama is awkward, it is better than Yang Ying starring Yang style acting, right? Ha ha ha, there's nothing wrong with me. Although I'm complaining about Sister Li's drama, she's still better than Yang Ying. You must be sick. The Entrepreneurship Years is a serious drama, the work of a national first-class director, and a serious business war. Who are you negotiators? A rogue saccharine who engages in gangsters and molests female white-collar workers in the name of a professional drama? This is Can You Eat It? Stop shouting if you have a rating of 5.3. You don't have to be called a veteran when you're old enough. Why do you think Yang Li's drama is awkward? So, it's all other people's fault. The ratings are due to your sister Li, but the reputation is not good. Is it because other people's acting is bad? It's funny. It was okay at this stage. Although they were noisy, they didn't break the circle. It was the artist's own fans who were making the noise. However, when the stills of Yang Qingqing's Dear Love began to appear, it slowly evolved into a meme. It seems that overnight, all actresses with the surname Yang have projects to take part in. At this time, there is a point for self-media to dig up. On Douyin, a blogger began to take stock of these three people. The so-called three Yangs are very popular recently, so I will make a video to talk about it. It is obvious that Yang Li wants to transform. As we all know, her dominance is in the ancient idol section, but after all, she is getting older and can't always play ancient idols. She can't be the heroine anymore, so she can only open up a new category, but she is a bit conservative and chose a modern idol drama disguised as a workplace drama. The ratings are indeed good, but the reputation is hard to describe. She is still in the comfort circle of the fan circle. But I think the next battlefield is not so important to Yang Li after all, it will be over soon. The real face-to-face is Yang Li Qingqing and Angelababy. Angelababy's drama is almost full of specifications, the director is awesome, the male lead is awesome, the subject matter is awesome, and it is an internet business workplace drama with a prototype. This kind of drama itself is attractive enough. I mean, in terms of dimension, it is naturally out of the restrictions of the fan circle. I am really looking forward to this drama. If Angelababy's acting skills really have a breakthrough, maybe she can really gain a foothold in the profession of actor. Then there is Yang Qingqing. I really like Yang Qingqing. Although I am about the same age as her, I have really watched her grow up since she was a child. Over the years, Yang Qingqing seems to have I haven't found a script suitable for her yet. Her biggest masterpiece is still the sitcom Back Then. Why do I mention it last? Because this drama is special enough. Director Zhao Chunsheng and screenwriter Chen Shen, when these two people appear, I think everyone will immediately remember the fear of being dominated by love variety shows at the end of last year. Ha 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 ha, I really look forward to what kind of drama these two people can make. To sum up, Yang Li failed to transform and is still playing in her comfort zone. But this drama is popular and she made money. Yang Ying'er's drama should be her first step towards acting. This is the biggest opportunity in his career. With the highest standards, it might be a comeback. It's hard to say about Yang Qingqing. Zhao Chunsheng is good at variety shows, and Chen Shen has no reference in screenwriting. If he follows the ability to create love variety shows, he might be very strong, but he might not be able to adapt to the local environment. In comparison, Entrepreneurial Years is the most stable. I predict that this drama will be more outstanding. Dear Beloved may also be a bit nervous. It is very important for both actors. For these two dramas, Huanyu is obviously under more pressure. After all, it is Chen Shen's first move after taking over Huanyu. I'm just being paid to be on a dating show, why do you choose me? Author, Qingzhou Se. Chapter 328. When there are many parties involved in hyping something, the topic becomes hot. Yang Li's transformational work negotiation expert was offline in mid-June, and Entrepreneurship Years immediately took over and launched online. Fans from the three parties argued endlessly on Weibo. The biggest benefit of this kind of hype is that fans will become extremely united. On the 20th, in Zhao Jinken's office in Huanyu building, he looked at a set of data with a smile on his face, obviously feeling very accomplished. Someone knocked on the door, and Zhao Jingquan called out to come in. Chen Tianhui came in with the same smile. I feel at ease, I finally feel at ease. Seeing his old partner's devastated look, Zhao Jingquan smiled and said, why panic? As long as the project is okay, there will be no problem. After going through so many things, Chen Tianhui is now much more casual when facing Zhao Jingquan than before. He shook his head and smiled at Zhao Jingquan, old Zhao, don't talk about me, who doesn't take a day off on Saturdays and weekends during this period. Zhao Jingquan laughed. At this moment, the two of them could indeed sit down and talk and laugh. Startup Years has been online for 5 days. Except for the first 2 days when the ratings exceeded 1, it went downhill in the last 3 days. But Dear Love has been online for 3 days. Except for the first day, the ratings did not break 1. The ratings for the next 2 days both broke 1. One went downhill and the other went up. The key is that the two major TV stations went online at the same time. By the third day, the ratings were both broken 1. Where is Chen Shen? Why is he so quiet? Chen Tianhui asked. It's good to be quiet. If he's not quiet, is there room for us to use it? Chen Tianhui was stunned for a moment, then leaned on Zhao Jinkin's desk, smiled, and felt a little emotional. On the surface, Huanyu was very nervous during this period, but Chen Tianhui felt more at ease than before. He understood what Zhao Jingquan said. Zhao Jingquan had been his family for so many years, and suddenly someone who could share the burden to a certain extent came, which really gave him confidence. Old Zhao, do you think he believes in this project or in us? During this period, there was a lot of quarrel on the internet. Fans of Sanyang were quarreling with each other, and the biggest driver behind it was Zhao Jingquan. When such old gangsters come to engage in marketing, it is easy to find the most advantageous point, which is to use the artist's fans. Many people are complaining on Douyin, either saying that Yang Li's transformation is ugly and that her predecessors are trying to win over the other two young actors, or that Yang Ying'er is crazy for wanting to gain a foothold in the actor industry and wants to step on the other two Yangs to get the position, or that Yang Qingqing is not good enough. They are willing to rest on their laurels and force operations to succeed the idol drama. Anyway, they are quarreling with each other and slandering each other. The result is that these fans are all in front of the TV or doing data on major platforms, and no one is convinced by the other. It is equivalent to using the artist's own value to increase the value of the project. So, are we going to guess a young man's mind now? Zhao Jingquan said with a smile. Hey, I can't help guessing. Look, during this period, although we have focused everyone's attention on the so-called Sanyang, there are still many people discussing Chen Shen, saying that this is what Chen Shen did after he took over Huanyu. The first action, the first fire. Now the market value of our company is close to 6 billion. If it really collapses, it will affect the stock market. To say the least, even if he believes in us, this will not happen. This kind of marketing still hurts the public opinion of artists. Speaking of this, Chen Tianhui turned to look at Zhao Jingquan. Old Zhao, let's discuss the matter. I'm not saying that this kind of marketing is not good. I just brought Chen Shen in and felt that he is not this style. Tell me, do you think he is worried about us? And then specifically don't get involved in marketing. Zhao Jingquan frowned. Chen Tianhui's words had two meanings. First, the first project was the most important to Chen Shen. In the current environment of the entertainment industry, it is impossible not to do marketing. All walks of life are marketing and developing IP, not to mention still in the entertainment industry. Secondly, why is Chen Shen so quiet? Are you worried about us? In the final analysis, it was still down to them to guess what Chen Shen was thinking. At this moment, Zhao Jinkin's and Chen Tianhui's mobile phones vibrated at the same time. Seeing Zhao Jingquan looking at it, Chen Tianhui also took out his mobile phone. After reading the news, the two looked at each other, then stood up and left the office. For the people below Huanyu, this period of time is not so easy. After Chen Shen took over Huanyu, there were a lot of projects and everyone was busy. Not only are the outside world paying attention to feedback on Huanyu's first project, but so are the internal ones. This drama that I love is highly discussed internally, and they are all watching it themselves and wondering whether it will be popular. It has been online for 3 days and the momentum is very good. Not to mention the circle, at least it has received very good feedback from within the circle. However, The entrepreneurial years next door have the potential to break out of the circle, but this break is similar to that of Yang Li, the negotiator, breaks out of the circle. It is awkward and does not match the male protagonist, like a white-collar worker and a little yellow hair becoming a domineering president. Drama. Yang Ying's acting skills in business years still haven't been up to par. Joe Gaikin's job is both simple and complicated. He does live broadcasts every day. In the morning, he takes the live broadcast room to walk around the company and chats with anyone he meets. In the afternoon, he does work sharing or interviews. Anyway, it's fun. There are many artists and there is no shortage of content. For Huanyu artists, they also hope to be interviewed by Joe Gaikin. Joe Gaikin has a lot of traffic. He has been doing live broadcasts for 2 months and has gained experience. Now the number of people watching his live broadcasts is more than 50,000 at any time. The effect of the program is better, and it is no problem to exceed 100,000. Zhao Jingquan and his friends thought that they had introduced the topic to the 3 actors with the surname Yang, so as to help Chen Shen avoid risks and prevent everyone from paying too much attention to the so-called first action of Chen Shen. In fact, on Douyin, many people do not think that Dear Love is Chen Shen's first action. They think that Joe Gaikin's live broadcast is Chen Shen's first action. Looking at the entire Douyin, the number of people in the live broadcast room is fixed at 50,000 plus and sometimes exceeds 100,000 plus. They are definitely the top anchors of the pyramid. In the eyes of those who have internet thinking, Chen Shen's first action is to turn Huanyu into an IP. He does not need to take care of it himself, and Joe Gaikin alone carries the flag. In Joe Gaikin's live broadcast room, Chen Shen has already sat in his position. This live broadcast room is very large, and the entire live broadcast area only occupies 1/3. Many Huanyu managers are watching from behind the live broadcast camera, watching Chen Shen's first live broadcast with the company account. The door of the live broadcast room was pushed open, and Zhao Jingquan and Chen Tianhui came in. This made some people who were guarding this room unable to stay, and they smiled and went out. When they came out of the office, they saw someone in the company's executive group at all members, saying that Mr. Chen was personally broadcasting live and asked everyone to come and support him. In fact, there was no need for happy people to support him. When Chen Shen appeared in the live broadcast room, the number of people had exploded. Strictly speaking, this was the first time that Chen Shen took the initiative to face the public. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. I'm just being paid to be on a dating show, why do you choose me? Author, Qingzhou Se. Chapter 329. Chen Shen and Joe Gaikin chatted casually for a few minutes, and the number of people in the live broadcast room exceeded 200,000, and it was still growing. It has to be you, Joe Gaikin sighed, then showed the screen of the live broadcast room, leaving the live broadcast room to Chen Shen. Chen Shen faced the camera and smiled, "Ken is still awesome." The number of fans of this official account is almost 5 million. When Chen Shen praised Joe Gaikin, a bunch of people wearing Joe GE fan cards cheered Joe Gaikin in the live broadcast room. Brother Joe worked hard. He played 3 shows a day, and even stayed with us to watch TV at night. Give him a raise, Chengo. Chengo, they said you are now the core controller of Huanyu. Is that true? Maid, yesterday I saw someone summarizing what you have done this year. It's really cool. A blind guess, the live broadcast at this time is probably for the show Dear Beloved, ha ha ha. Where's Qingyi? Don't worry about Qingyi anymore. You're so cute, you have a career and a confidant, so you don't care about the brothers anymore, right? If you really look at the barrages, they are all varied. Chen Shen smiled and said, I am very busy during the special period, so I don't show up much. However, I am doing a lot of work. You will know later. I will do a live broadcast today and some brothers have already guessed it. It is to promote the project. I think many things are not that complicated. I wait until the food is on the table. If I think it is okay, I will chat with you. Of course, if you think it is not okay, you can also give me feedback. If a certain script is good, make it. Is the project good? If you name it, I can coordinate it in the later stage. Let's change the production team and try it again. Of course, I may not be able to control the result. Entertainment companies can't go far if they deviate from the market. This is why I asked Akan to set up this live broadcast room. Huanyu has many projects to be launched in the future. If a certain project really stretches the crotch to the extreme, I can also directly respond. If there are more to coordinate the removal, you should know that I am not afraid of offending people when it comes to projects and the foundation of the company. Ha ha ha, not really. I'm not the boss. My boss is Mr. Zhao, but I'm in charge of the project. I can still make the decision. Then let's talk about the project. I'll start with the kiwi fruit cultivation. This project came by chance. Manan from Kiwi Fruit came to me. I was wondering how two big men should eat, and it's not good to call female friends, so I asked Chu Fei, the boss of Yuan, who must be you. Also familiar. Conflict? What kind of conflict can there be now? Lao Zhao still drinks with Chu Fei from time to time, and we have a better relationship than Chu Fei and I. Chen Shen casually chatted with everyone about the current joyful situation in the live broadcast room. Don't underestimate this kind of chat. The number of people in the live broadcast room has doubled. For people watching the live broadcast on Douyin, any name Chen Shen casually mentions is a big shot in the entertainment industry. Those who like Chen Shen can really feel Chen Shen's current status in this circle, and can also feel the current happy situation from Chen Shen's few words. Even the conflict between Huanyu and Yuan, which has been controversial on the internet, was resolved by him. Many people on the barrage were ha ha ha. Their point was that Chen Shen must have a good relationship with Yuan Media now. Xiaoqing II also at Yuan Media. Even now, people who care about Lian Zong and Chen Shen on the internet are still arguing about who Chen Shen is with. Chen Shen and Xiaoqing II have made public appearances, and those expressions are still edited and made into slice videos, but Su Mo almost bought Huanyu directly for Chen Shen, and is now the largest shareholder of Huanyu. Is this for career? Ghost letter. Su Mian wasn't bad either. She spent money to buy a shareholder in an industry that was beyond her reach. Only Su Yuan didn't make any noise. Many people cut into pieces of Chen Shen and Su Yuan's relationship, matched them with BGM, and focused on those three songs or Qin Fangyu's Hot Pot. It seemed to be the biggest regret among CPS who were in love. I'm going too far. I was chatting casually at the wine table, and then we brainstormed with Chu Fei and Manan. Farming Bar came out. I didn't participate in the production, but Manan forced me to do it. I have a lot of titles, and if I have money, you should pay attention to this. Therefore, I am also paying close attention to this project and have been chasing it. It is really good looking. If you think about it, 10 trainees in the entertainment industry will plant 150 acres together. The land has no moisture at all. How difficult is it? These episodes are really fierce. Dozens of tons of chemical fertilizers are carried here and there, and hundreds of acres of land are taken care of. It looks great. Ha ha ha, I saw some brothers saying that I didn't do anything with the money and felt guilty. That's pretty much it. Anyway, I highly recommend it to you. Besides, I really don't want to talk about this drama that I love so much. Look, some people say that I deliberately asked director Zhao Chunsheng to pretend to betray Huanyu at that time. If you insist on understanding it that way, it's not impossible. Having said this, Chen Shen reached out and turned over the camera and pointed it at Zhao Jingquan and Chen Tianhui. "Let me show you my boss, Lao Zhao, what are you hiding from?" Zhao Jingquan was indeed hiding. He and Chen Tianhui had been looking at the background data. As long as Chen Shen chatted for a while, there were almost 700,000 people online in the live broadcast room. For Zhao Jingquan and Chen Tianhui, this data has a great impact. For domestic entertainment, if a concert can exceed 100,000, it would be a miracle. But the live broadcast is in front of hundreds of thousands of people at the same time. For more traditional people, it is a very unfamiliar place, and they instinctively want to hide. Chen Shen turned back the camera. "Don't ask these questions. Lao Zhao and I have never known each other. We have a good relationship now. I can join the board of directors of Huanyu. Lao Zhao contributes the most. Let's talk about dramas. I saw it some fans of Yang Qingqing are asking her, don't worry, Yang Qingqing's renewal of contract is the greatest trust in me. I will not ignore any artist who is happy. I also know that you are very active online recently, so I also went to see it." Another drama. It was during the entrepreneurial years when Mango TV and Kiwi Video were launched. To be honest, I felt that both dramas were okay. They were not mixed. Some people said that our dramas were average. Let me just say it briefly. My dear, I love this drama. The positioning of this drama is to revolve around the dream of the male protagonist and the sweet love between him and the female protagonist. If you are not interested in these two elements, my suggestion is that there is no need to watch it. I have one thing to say, I am a screenwriter and I also want this drama to do well, but I can't say anything nonsense. In fact, there is no need to argue about these. I am telling Qingqing's fans. Let's be ourselves. The more we argue, the more we argue with passers-by. Generally speaking, the worse the senses are, but don't worry, if you take a step back, even if the results of this one are average, we will still have the next one. What I agree with is your Qingqing's ability. Of course, I am not talking about anyone's ability. No, I'm afraid you'll offend me by cutting random slices into videos. Since it's publicity, it must be sincere. Whether it's a farming bar, a loved one, or someone in their entrepreneurial years next door, they actually have one thing in common. For example, these young people in the farming bar are really he is great and hard-working. There are things that I am asked to do but I may not be able to do them. It is very touching to watch. The entrepreneurship years also tells the story of young people's entrepreneurial counterattacks. In addition to love, my dear love also tells the story of men. The Lord has always had the ideal of leading the team to compete for championships for the country. Under the bombardment of these three elements, I made a song that is a bit middle of the road. It is regarded as promoting these three projects together. It is not necessary. Our layout is bigger. If you think it looks good, you can watch it. If it doesn't look good, you can watch it. If you don't watch it, don't say that it's because I went out of my way to watch something I don't like. I just want to recommend these dramas and variety shows to people who like to watch these types of movies. Of course, the main purpose of this song is to give it to you. There is one thing that I always keep in mind. I know that some of you are worried about me. Some of you even spent real money to buy Huanyu stock because of me. I still want to say goodbye. Buy it, no matter how much you like me, don't spend money, just think about it, I'll know it when I see it. Chen Shen turned sideways as he spoke. He was looking for accompaniment on another screen. He made the accompaniment for this song. It's free. You won't be charged for this song. In addition to recommending our first project to you, we mainly want to give you some emotional feedback. I hope people who like music can get a little strength from this song. Behind the camera, Zhao Jingquan and Chen Tianhui have been watching the barrage and looking at the data in the live broadcast room from time to time. A lot of data has a ratio, such as whether people who click in will click in, and whether people who click in will stay. These ratios are huge. Chen Tianhui and Zhao Jingquan looked at each other and whispered, "Old Zhao, I think this is marketing." Zhao Jingquan sighed, "I finally understand. He is not being quiet or ignoring us. He is waiting for us to get through the trouble. Look at the barrage, even Yang Qingqing's fans are following Chen Shen's rhythm." Just as the two of them were whispering, the BGM started playing. Chen Shen cleared his throat and approached the microphone. "When I am different from the world, that makes me different. Hold on to me. That is to use strength to overcome strength. If I compromise with myself, if you lie to yourself, even if others forgive, I can't forgive either. The most beautiful wish must be the craziest. I am my own God. Where I live." There were no subtitles whether in the live broadcast room or on site, but Chen Shen's voice was clear and powerful, and every word could be clearly heard in the ears. There are many fans of Chen Shen in the live broadcast room, but there are also fans of the three projects mentioned by Chen Shen. This song is very representative of, for example, farming. It is a group of people who have not debuted in Yuan media. They practice in the practice room every day and cannot get on stage. To put it more emotionally, it is indeed because of their dreams. 10 people who had no chance suddenly got an opportunity. This was the core motivation for them to manage more than 100 acres of land. They carried dozens of tons of fertilizer bag after bag, and they were exhausted to the point of breathing poisoning. In addition to the love line, this drama that I love is that the male and female protagonists encourage each other to pursue their dreams relentlessly in their respective fields. Needless to say, the entrepreneurial years, the background of the story is that of the founder of WeChat, a man with nothing who relied on entrepreneurship and his own projects to counterattack. Chen Go. It has to be you. As soon as you show up, you do a lot of work for the brothers. I'm getting goosebumps. You, stop running a company and just write songs, brother. It sounds great. The words are also good. It's no wonder that I'm squatting in the toilet and looking at you. I'm my own God. Wherever I live, I'll grab them when I finish humming and go out. Look, why don't I just go and see it? I know that this bitch is here to promote his project, but I'm just willing to be fooled by this guy. Holy shit, I really brought my competitor's project with me. I watched Startup Years and I feel like this song could be used as the theme song. It's so fitting for the occasion. So, the succubus is not without reason. Chen Tianhui looked at the comments of encouragement, recognition, and praise, and even at his age, he felt proud of it. He felt that what Zhao Jingquan said was right. Chen Shen was not ignoring it, but letting us do it according to our method first, and he would come out to cover it when it was almost done. Chen Tianhui looked at Zhao Jingquan beside him. Zhao Jingquan, who was old, seemed to be immersed in what he heard. Chen Tianhui also looked at Chen Shen with a smile on his face. At this moment, he really believed that Huanyu would go very far in his hands. I'm just being paid to be on a dating show, why do you choose me? Author, Qingzhou Se. Chapter 330. Douyan's data is very straightforward. When the live broadcast data is too large, the most exaggerated data will be displayed. Watching backstage, Chen Shen finished singing a song, and the number of viewers at the same time exceeded 1 million. If you watch it in the live broadcast room, you will find that it has become the number of viewers. From the start of this live broadcast to now, the number of viewers has exceeded 4 million. This data means that the number of people who have clicked into this live broadcast room has exceeded 5 million times, and it is still increasing. Zhao Jingquan couldn't help but take out his mobile phone and took several photos of the data in the background. This was the first time he saw the effect of Chen Shen's performance. He didn't pay a dime and had immediate results. Even a top anchor after IP-based broadcasting could probably do nothing more than this. After Chen Shen finished singing, he interacted with the people in the live broadcast room for a while, and then asked Zhou Gaikan to pick him up. Zhou Gaikan sat tremblingly in front of the live broadcast room. He wanted to persuade Chen Shen to stay, but Chen Shen gave him a thumbs up. Zhou Gaikan sighed, "No, how can I do this? Brothers, I am under too much pressure. With a million-plus popularity, if I were to do this, I would have to run to Chen Shen's office and stand on his desk to dance." Outside the door, Zhao Jingquan and Chen Tianhui came out together. Chen Tianhui showed Chen Shen his cell phone. Just after the live broadcast, Weibo became a hot search topic, and it had already entered the top 10. Chen Shen smiled and said, "So, don't underestimate Aken's live broadcast room. If you are interested, you can communicate more with him and show your face appropriately. It is a business model that fits the current situation for the company and yourself, is also a novel experience." After Chen Shen finished speaking, he went upstairs, leaving Chen Tianhui and Zhao Jingquan looking at each other. After a long time, Zhao Jingquan said, "It seems. It doesn't seem complicated." Chen Tianhui smiled, but then sighed. This sentence is also his feeling. Uncomplicated means that it seems not complicated for Chen Shen to run an entertainment company. Chen Tianhui understands that for other people, it is terribly complicated. Chen Shen did not approach the entertainment industry with the thinking of a traditional entertainment company. He is indeed turning the entire company into IP. Zhou Gaikan is like a window. He allows every artist in Huanyu to have a window to directly face fans. And with Chen Shen, a huge traffic figure, carrying the banner, from a marketing perspective alone, he is unique in the entire entertainment industry. "Old Zhao, do you feel that he was planning to do this from the beginning?" Chen Tianhui asked. Zhao Jingquan smiled. There seemed to be no need to discuss these matters. Even if he was not familiar with the internet, he knew the power of this model when implemented. Just like those IP-based product anchors, as long as the product is not too outrageous, tens of thousands of people will pay for it. I understand what you mean. Although it's a bit of an afterthought, Huanyu itself has actually left the industry a long time ago during the many conflicts with Chen Shen. There is indeed a basis for the company's IP. Made, the second hot search has come out. Chen Shen's live broadcast really had an immediate impact. It was a nice and positive song that covered 3 projects. It seems that these 3 projects can use this stubborn song as the theme song. The key is that there are also competitors' projects. For those self-media bloggers who lack material, this is tantamount to their fathers starting to feed them again. There are too many angles to talk about Chen Shen's live broadcast, and those 3 projects were discussed together. The next day, the data came out. The ratings of Dear Love on both channels have increased by about 0.3, and the ratings of about 1.3-1.4 are already the standard for a hit drama. Kiwi Video has welcomed a wave of new members, almost all of whom are going to the farming bar. Even the ratings of its competitors' project, namely Startup Years, have increased a lot. The stock experienced a sharp rise, and by the afternoon, it hit the daily limit. A bunch of people in the circle were discussing privately. At the beginning, the marketing team, who were still in their entrepreneurial years, promoted Huanyu's project, which even made Yang Li sick. Is Huanyu going to take any action? Yes, they took advantage of the situation and got involved with the so-called Sanyang, using Yang Qinking's fans to aggressively charge a wave of data. I thought this would be the end, but I didn't expect that Chen Shen had another big move, and he could decide the world with one move, benefiting many parties. At this time, domestic entertainment began to take Chen Shen's approach to the entertainment industry seriously. On Saturday, Zhao Jingquan didn't know how many phone calls he had hung up. In front of the floor-to-ceiling window, he actually started to feel lucky that Chen Shen could fall in love with Huanyu. How outrageous! From yesterday to today, A lot of people in the circle have been looking for me, either making appointments to visit me or making appointments to visit Chen Shen. Those who have something to do can't wait to get involved with the 7 ants and 8 ants, and they all want to use Huanyu's IP model to generate cooperation. Those who have nothing to do are also paving the way for the future. Some people are more direct and ask Huanyu if he is short of money. As long as it is Chen Shen's project, he will accept the loss even if he asks. Chen Shen will definitely not go to work on Saturday. In the Four Seasons Yuntai Villa community, the house Su Mo bought has been renovated, but it has not been moved yet. It is planned to be ventilated for a few days. Chen Shen was looking at the house and making video calls with Su Mo while watching. Huanyu has many projects now, especially after they are rolled out, so she is quite busy. Su Mo is working overtime in the company. The musical instrument room is amazing, and that piano is so beautiful. So, Ms. Su, who can't play musical instruments, is this room prepared to learn musical instruments in the future? Chen Shen said with a smile on his phone as he went downstairs. Su Mo chuckled twice, who can use the puppy? Chen Shen, woof woof woof. You are becoming more and more slick. What about the others? Actually, not much has been changed. I have a study and you have a musical instrument room, and the furniture has been changed. It's okay. It's very beautiful. Chen Shen took the phone and entered the backyard. The backyard terrace of this house is covered, like a small sunroom, and the grass is retained. There are not many trees. If you stand on the glass plank road, it will complement the grass of the golf course below the cliff. The whole layout is still the general layout of the villa of Lianzone, which makes Chen Shen a little dazed. Sister Mo, I have something to confess to you. In the video, Sumo's eyes moved away from the computer and then looked at the phone. She smiled helplessly. It's about the house. Chen Shen nodded. Neither of them had much emotional fluctuation, because Chen Shen felt that Su Mo should know that he bought a house in this community, and most likely knew that Su Mian also bought a house in this community. Sister Mo would definitely do this kind of neighborhood background check, but she just never said it. At that time, I felt that I didn't take care of Mian. I put together an album for Xiaoqing II, let Su Yuan become the heroine of the love variety show, and we cooperated in catering. Only Mian seemed to be unable to do anything. I took the money I earned from the love variety show and agreed with Mian to buy a house in this community and become neighbors, Chen Shen explained in a low voice. Su Mo smiled and said, "Why do you sound guilty? Didn't you do that thing blatantly? Do you know how I know?" Chen Shen looked at the camera of his mobile phone. At first, I was going to buy the villa for recording the love variety show. I didn't say whether I would live in it or not, but I always felt that it was of great significance. When I found the contact information of the landlord, I found that the owner had become Mian. Sumo's tone was very calm, and she didn't feel very angry. From her perspective, she and Chen Shen had not yet gotten together at that time, and she decided to choose Chen Shen after the love variety show. You, in Tan's Hiking's words, really can't be a scumbag, Su Mo sighed, and then said softly, "Okay, don't worry about it. Let's take a step back. I won after all. Do you want to live with me?" Chen Shen smiled and said, "If I don't live with you, who will I live with?" Su Mo rolled her eyes, "Then you take a look first. If you think it's suitable, we will move in." After hanging up the video, Chen Shen stretched his body, "So it has to be Sister Mo." The two of them live together day and night, and they actually know a lot of things about each other, but they just don't say it. Chen Shen's attitude is sincere. For Xiaoqing II and Su Yuan, if these two people don't want Chen Shen to be good, they can just stand up and beat Chen Shen. Not to mention Su Mo, the real owner of Huanyu is Su Mo, and she is also the major shareholder of Qin Fangyu. The entire management system of Qin Fangyu was also built by her. If Su Mo wants to target herself, Chen Shen will be directly reset to 0. This is also the reason why Tan's Hiking said that Chen Shen can't be a scumbag. If others are scumbags, their careers are in their own hands, and no one believes it. When it comes to Chen Shen, it seems that he has nothing in his hands except people. Calm down, Chen Shen actually imagined that career is not so important to him, at least in this life. Even if any of them want to target him one day, it doesn't matter. People who have died once are not so obsessed with things that cannot be taken away. What he values is the people who make him take root in this world. Sister Mo may not understand her mentality, but she understands her character. During this period, Sister Mo has turned a blind eye to her. I'm just being paid to be on a dating show, why do you choose me? Author, Qingzhoumi Se. Chapter 331. After coming out of the gate of the villa, Chen Shen did not drive, but turned to the next door. He took a photo and sent it to Mian Mian. After 4 or 5 minutes, Mian Mian replied. I was playing games with Sister King Ai, and I just saw it. Why did you carry me home? Chen Shen smiled and typed back, then are you coming back? Yes. Chen Shen opened the gate of the villa. Before he entered the house, there was a sound behind him, and a Rolls-Royce stopped at the door. The car door opened, and a person Chen Shen didn't want to see appeared, Sukyuajun. Sukyuajun glanced at Chen Shen, and didn't seem surprised to see Chen Shen here. The driver ran to the back to open the trunk and took out a large storage box from it. The storage box was very large, and Sukyuajun couldn't hold it alone. Chen Shen walked over, do you need help? Sukyuajun glanced at Chen Shen, didn't say anything, but made way, and he and Chen Shen each carried one side and went in. After entering the villa, Sukyuajun spoke, be careful, these are all things that have been kept in the bottom of the box. Chen Shen hummed. The two came to the door and put the storage box on the table next to it. Chen Shen took out the key to open the door. I watched your live broadcast the day before yesterday. I didn't expect that Huanyu was really revitalized by you, Sukyuajun said again. Chen Shen turned around and looked at Sukyuajun in surprise. Sukyuajun avoided his gaze, I won't go in. It's for Mian Mian. After saying that, Sukyuajun was about to leave. Chen Shen said, Old Su, have a cup of tea. On the terrace in the backyard, Sukyuajun and Chen Shen sat together. Chen Shen didn't know how to make tea, but he learned it from Zhao Jingquan during the time of Huanyu. The two met here, perhaps they didn't expect it, or perhaps they both had assumptions. If you ask Chen Shen or Sukyuajun, their answers should be the same, they don't want to see each other, but they met again. Chen Shen couldn't guess what Sukyuajun was thinking. After thinking about it for a while, he said to Sukyuajun, Old Su, I don't know if you believe it or not. My original plan was just to get money to be on a love variety show. From your perspective, I may be a scumbag, but from my perspective, I actually played myself into it. Sukyuajun looked at the tea in front of him and took a long time to answer, Chen Shen, in fact, I have thought privately that the biggest difference between you and me may be that there are some things I do that I think are wrong, but you think they are right, or there is no concept of right or wrong. Chen Shen nodded. So my second half of life is a bit twisted. You should know that I have an illegitimate child. About a month ago, I didn't know what I was thinking. I called his mother and thought about whether to let them come back from abroad. But they didn't want to come back. They lived very well abroad, so I would think, am I really worthy of Mian Mian and her mother? Or am I worthy of them abroad? Chen Shen didn't answer. He kept listening to Sukyuajun. The phone call from Mian Mian seemed to have a great impact on him, otherwise there would not be these changes and these feelings. Chen Shen waited for Sukyuajun to say everything he should and shouldn't say before he continued, I thought people like you wouldn't look back to the past, or people who are exciting enough at the moment wouldn't look back to the past. Sukyuajun was stunned, and smiled self-deprecatingly. Anyone who gets older will look back to the past. Of course, I never thought I would tell you this. Maybe even for me, I need all the uncertainty to stimulate my current life, just like entering this house with you. Chen Shen thought with some evil taste, if you knew that this house was mine, would it be more stimulating? Chen Shen is used to analyzing the most primitive motivation of some actions. To put it bluntly, from Lao Su's point of view, his focus seems to be slowly leaning towards life, otherwise he wouldn't worry so much about Myanmar's affairs. What hasn't Lao Su seen? What hasn't he experienced? Or what is the problem that he can't figure out? It's nothing more than that Mian and her mother gave him average feedback, and then they went to find the couple abroad, and they also gave him average feedback. Translated, it's a bit emo. However, these emotions can't be told to anyone, but he has become a more suitable person to confide in. Chen Shen thought about whether to comfort her, but he didn't seem to have any position to comfort her. If it really came to him, it wouldn't make sense. Chen Shen picked up his phone and started swiping on it. What are you doing? Sukyuajun asked. Chen Shen, buying vegetables. Buying vegetables. Yes, I don't have any answers to give you reference, or life itself has no correct answers. I'm very happy that you are willing to tell me these things. Since I can't give you feedback, stay for dinner, just treat it as another kind of feedback. Sukyuajun looked at Chen Shen in surprise. He really didn't get any feedback, and he didn't want to get any feedback. Subconsciously, he might still be thinking about at least repairing the relationship with Mian through Chen Shen first, but this time Chen Shen invited him to stay for dinner, and he didn't seem to want to refuse from the bottom of his heart. Su Mian was originally very happy to come back here, but when she saw Lao Su's car at the door, her smile immediately faded. However, when Su Mian ran into the house and followed the sound to the kitchen, she saw a scene that seemed a bit like a fairy tale to her. Chen Shen and Lao Su were cooking together. Two people, wearing the same apron. Chen Shen was cooking with a spatula. Sukyuajun pointed at the pot and said something to Chen Shen from time to time, and the two did not even notice someone behind them. It was not until Sukyuajun turned around to get the chopped green onions that he turned his head to see Su Mian, and then he was startled. Chen Shen turned around and immediately smiled. Mian is back, it's almost time, we can eat soon. Su Mian pointed at Chen Shen and then at Lao Su. Sukyuajun instinctively explained, we met by chance, I brought something to you. Chen Shen nodded, yes, then we chatted, and it happened to be time for dinner, so I thought about cooking a meal for you together. Sukyuajun glanced at Chen Shen, gave a rare smile, then shrugged and began to take off his apron. 11 o'clock, it's still early, I have something to do in the company, you guys eat. Really not eating, Chen Shen said this while looking at Sukyuajun, and then looked at Mian. Su Mian pursed her lips and said, let's eat together. Sukyuajun smiled unconsciously, but he still shook his head, I really have something to do. I have been delayed by staying for so long, but I will definitely come again next time. Chen Shen did not force Sukyuajun to stay. Sukyuajun must have his reasons for not wanting to stay. He should have no problem facing him alone or facing Mian alone. It's really awkward for him to face two people directly. Mian, you can see your father off. Su Mian said, and followed Sukyuajun out. Su Mian came back when Chen Shen brought all the food to the table, with red eyes. Chen Shen walked over and hugged her gently, did I make my own decision? Su Mian shook her head, old Su said that he doesn't have so many requirements now, he just wants me to be happy. Chen Shen pulled Su Mian to sit at the dinner table and smiled, guess what old Su talked to me about? Su Mian looked at Chen Shen, what did you talk about? I told him that I wanted to use the money to get on a dating show to do my career, but I didn't expect that the first person I met was you. Su Mian laughed, you wouldn't say that. Chen Shen also laughed. Sister Mo actually has a tolerance for Mian. He is not very worried about the future relationship. Take it slowly and leave it to time. For Chen Shen, anyway, he is mentally prepared and can accept it whether it is good or bad. Thank you. Chen Shen came back to his senses. He reached out and gently rubbed Mian's head. I should thank you. Think carefully, if you weren't the first person I saw, maybe it would be a different scene. Su Mian tilted her head. Do you regret it? It seems that it was me, a little loser, who was pestering you from the beginning to the end. Chen Shen smiled and said, what nonsense, it's lucky for me. If it weren't for you, I would definitely still be working hard on my career. How boring is it to work on a career? Su Mian looked at Chen Shen with sparkling eyes. Really? Of course it's true. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. I'm just being paid to be on a dating show, why do you choose me? Author, Qingzhou Se. Chapter 332. Let me talk about it. The first order of this book was just over 700 when it was put on the shelves. The average order is now over 3,700. Thank you for your support. There are many ids that I have a deep impression of, and I can remember them without looking them up. Please come and see. This brother started reading this book around the 30th chapter. At that time, the data was very bad. He went to my old book to find the comments with better feedback and said one by one that I started a new book. I pulled a lot of people over. I know you are not following it, but I am still very grateful. Thank you for your recognition. What is this? I have known this old friend for a long time. He is an expert in correcting typos and finding pictures. He also rewards me from time to time. Thank you. XX, Panda Chungzi's Little Zigwa. This book should be written by you and the old friend above at most in this chapter. He even wrote a small essay in this chapter. It has an impact. Thank you. I really don't want to install a client, the first and only leader of this book. I said I would add more chapters but I didn't do it. Sorry. I apologize to everyone. My performance was too poor at the beginning and I had no confidence. But many readers encouraged me, such as please read it. I thought about finishing the love story at least, even if the performance was poor. This also led to my outline only reaching the end of the love story. The career line was added in the middle. Many people did not lay the groundwork and wrote whatever they thought of. Of course, business itself is far away from me, and I really don't know how to write some places. It was really difficult to write later, not to mention adding more chapters, and it was difficult to complete the basic tasks every day. If you still read it, these additional chapters will be counted as the next book. I will try to make a more complete outline, try to avoid the pitfalls of this book, and write the next story. Love in the Wind. Yufan, the first helmsman of this book, is also the motivation for me to think about finishing the love story. Thank you, my friend. 0. Broken star mark. Yu Chu is the cutest person. Heroic soul is immortal. Play barbecue. Finished Cao Taiyuan water cooled maple red. Thanks to my helmsman, many of them have not been updated, and the writing is indeed lame later, so let's count it to the next book. I kowtow to everyone, dong dong dong. There are many good brothers, thank you for every vote, subscription, and suggestion. I have read all those suggestions, and I will talk about them based on my impression. It's not that I don't want to write about business in detail, but I haven't done enough homework, and I am very far away from these things. In addition, my personality factors are really Buddhist. At company dinners, I always sit at a table with young ladies and aunts to drink drinks. Business and workplace are my all-round weaknesses. Instead of wasting time on this, it's better to change the direction. Since I can't write about love and business, I won't write it. In the next book, I will try love and life and death. I also want to change the character setting and try to write a protagonist with a boyish feeling.